Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining in for the webinar series. Today, we will be talking about tailoring enterprises and how we can look at climate smart solutions for overall enhancement and livelihood improvement for tailoring enterprises. Um, the format of the enterprise webinar remains the same as before. We will be talking about overall solution, what is the technology solution, what is the business model, what are the must-have sort of features when we're talking about this livelihood. We will have interaction with one of the end users who's actually using the solutions as well. So I'll quickly get started. So while we're talking about tailoring as a profession and as a livelihood in India, 90% of tailoring workers are unregistered and run out of small enterprises who are not formally recognized. So that's a huge workforce that we are talking about who are involved in garment production, uniform production, any sort of stitching that is required either as a service or as a back end for a larger industry. Custom tailoring also accounts for 70% of the manufacturing jobs. So you can imagine the kind of manufacturing sector that is present in India. Out of that, 17% is what tailoring jobs and tailoring accounts for. So while we're talking about garment factories and garment makers, a lot of these enterprises operate from home-based and village-based workshops where they are producing a variety of items, clothing items, which range from women wear as well as wear from women for men and uniform. So all of these are something that we are going to understand a bit better today. Looking at problem statements. So while we work with these enterprises, we are also looking at what are the problem statements that really occur to these enterprises which are operating either in rural areas or in semi-urban or urban areas. Largely, it is drudgery related, where there is manual machines which are being used for production, a lot of muscle strain, a lot of expectation to fulfill orders that are there. Risk of electric shock when we are talking about bad or not very well insulated machineries as well. Overall low productivity. So they're always so whenever we have spoken to tailoring enterprises, they have never complained about market. They have never complained about orders. It's always the problem of how do I really produce that much so that I can cater to the market that I have been able to capture and the orders that I'm getting in a timely and in a very quality manner. So low productivity remains a problem, and lack of motorization, lack of having access to electricity. These are the problem statements that we have come across while working on the field. I would like to invite Madhu Babu to take on the slides and take on the presentation from here on.
Thank you, Sneha. So as we know that, there are a lot of tailoring technologies which are already been scaled and India very well supply chain is already exist. So the basic types of technologies, if you want to talk about, there are there are the regular side stitch tailoring units and industrial embroidery, and even I know the automatic digital version now. A lot of other companies have been developed. When it comes to end user typologies, there are, as the earlier slides we discussed, the home based, shop based, and also cotton, like a small scale garments skill. There are different variants, and every case there is a different way of type of clothes they use, different type of machines required as per the output. If you look at the home based, mostly we what we observed is the people do use that manual tailoring units, only where there is some sort of limitations in terms of diversifying the product. And when it comes to shops, there is a need that people require a multiple combinations machines, because if you wanna do even basic shirt or pant stitching, there is multiple. Not only that, the regular machines, but there are certain zigzag, overlock, certain equipment, different type of machines required to begin the work. So the people, whoever like new entrepreneurs who want to start this business, first of all, like they need to understand what is their product portfolio, like what kind of products they want to fabricate. What is the level of automation that is required, and in terms of again quantity. So this certain basic things that we need to map out, and then based on that we can choose the right combination of technologies that can be complete the entire cycle of stitching. Uh, so as a Selco, as of now, we had implemented many like regular style stitch, industrial embroidery, certain zigzag, and even some of the automatic digital versions that had been implemented, and a few small scale industries where the garments, if you see right, there are a lot of women entrepreneurs who usually go to garments and work. So there are certain small scale garments also where huge set of equipments are required. So every case. Majorly understanding the requirement and then choosing the technologies are bit critical, and also the mechanization. Like right now the manual things that we could easily mechanize it by retrofitting a motors or something, and also there are advanced energy efficient equipments are already there in the market. Yeah. So the most no, wait a minute, just a second. Yeah, now. So this is like a base version, which is like very well scaled in India and a lot of other parts. Mostly, if you see the home-based entrepreneurs who use this manual machineries. So major challenge what people said is like many years people are been doing manual stitching. A lot of people adjusted with that. One second. Yeah. So this is like like mostly people who do home-based tailoring, first I stitch a regular clothes. So this is like a retrofit model where it can be done either DC motor or AC motor. We can retrofit, and so that we can mechanize the entire thing. And again, there is another version, heavy duty, which can be used for very basic zigzag and embroidery. This can also be done, can be mechanized. These two are mostly available in most of the geographies. Uh, and and in terms of a solar requirement, if you look at, because the based on the region, solar requirement also changes, and even end user operational hours. And some people might do 6 hours, some people might do 8 hours. The working style might be varies. So accordingly, like there is a solar and battery backup, and those component level changes also it is there. And all the models we do have some of the estimations, how the business works, and who are the suppliers that able to do this. So those information is there in the next. Uh, this is something that since the manual sewing machines are very traditional, oldest technology. Now people like take some time to adopt the new technologies like the basic zigzag or embroidery, or if they want to diversify their product portfolio and learn few more better skills. There are some energy efficient advanced sewing machines are there in the market. So the basic version, which like there are even companies, Usha, Singer, there are companies who developed a lot of models. But most compatible and efficient model, what we found for small scale entrepreneurs is this Usha Genome model. This is basically an AC energy efficient version, and can be compatible for basic stitching, even embroidery, basic level of uh, like uh, design blouses. Like a lot of people with the basic manual version, they couldn't able to do design blouse or some sort of uh, different diversified products. But with this, maybe it is a starting point where people can able to easily learn and able to diversify their product for different items and all. So if you see the value for regular plain clothes and design things, there are huge difference. So that's where people could able to make a little more profits and diversify their products. Similarly, the solar requirement varies from the range we given. It varies from area to area. And when it comes to industrial, the below model is industrial sewing machine. So this is mostly compatible for the shops or certain heavy clothes like jeans or certain kind of bulk stitching. We need to choose this industrial version. Even for garments, most of the cases people do use this kind of units. So now nowadays, the automation, as we were talking about, embroidery, and a lot of people, women entrepreneurs are in rural area. We see like people are making different type of design blouses because a lot of market even rurally, and a lot of people, women entrepreneurs, keeping their designs in YouTube, Insta, and different locations, and trying to do the marketing. So the below version, if you see, this is an embroidery embroidery machine where basically there are different versions again. The automation depends on how complex that we want to do. So the single there are different heads in the embroidery machine. It comes with a 12 needle capacity and the single head, double head, triple head. Like that, we can increase the number of missions in the same setup based on our product, design complexity and demand how much they have. And so the this can be learned in a day or two. So it looks like very complex mechanism, but we saw there are students who learned and started this as a business, women entrepreneurs in the village, rural villages. And there are 5,000 to 6,000 different designs that we can load it in the machine, where people can able to share it with their network. Okay, what design people want, So based on that, if they have a there will be a lot of options so that so once if we load it in the machine can do automatically all the design, and there is no much physical activity or something that every time we need to do. So this is something in terms of investment and skill, there is slightly higher end compared to the manual other versions, but this is going to be like definitely a profitable business and futuristic thing, like a lot of people sitting in home, not doing like so much physical activities or not depending on anybody. It can be just monitored and just the work can be done. If people could able to take a marketing and different type of designs and do that outreach part, so that they can be incremental improvement that we can definitely see in this embroidery business. And a lot of women entrepreneurs also, we saw they started their own boutique, figuring out a lot of designs are already exist, and they're making so like that. People can see their pathway also in the future. And as we said, this is 150 to 200 watt energy consumption machine, and which is most efficient that is available in the market. And also, good supply chain is there in India. These machines are mostly manufactured in other countries, but even few Indian manufacturers are there. But still, there are a lot of distributors who are giving on-site service, so that they also come one day and give training and so that even video call, it is not complex thing, moreover like setting up on the digital screen and figuring out how the cycle goes on. Main critical part is these machines required a reliable power supply. For example, we set a design, then machine started stitching. In between, suddenly if power cut happens, and resetting the machine and again restarting will take more than an hour time. So power reliability is very critical when it comes to the automation and the design thing. So somewhere this renewable energy plays a major role where we integrated solar energy so that there is no interruption in the work. So automatically once if they set the design, it can within half an hour or 1 hour based on the design complexity again. So there are designs which starts from 500 rupees to 10,000 rupees. So that level of design complexities this machine can able to do. So all the weddings, if you look at sometime in the festival time, so a lot of people they use different designs, right? So So again, the income and the design, everything depends on how we are doing marketing, how we are reaching out to the people. So that all matters when somebody really want to start this business. Those are the things they need to look at and start this. Again, solar requirement also varies. As I said, it starts from 800 to 1 kilowatt solar panel, which can accommodate whole day more than 68 hours they can able to operate. So I would request for my colleague Rajendra to take us through one of our champion end user from Karnataka. Over to you, Rajendra sir.
Yeah, thank you, Madhu. Just trying to enter the, I guess they're having some issue with logging into this link.
Okay.
Just coordinating with them. Within 2-3 minutes, I will.
Sure, sure.
Let's.
So I just Mahadevi actually she actually started with a very basic manual tailoring machine. I think more than 7 or 8 years back, I would remember. And then from there onwards, she had multiple missions. They increased day by day, different kind of products. So main thing is in the beginning, I remember she was saying in one of the meeting when we met. She used to do marketing from Belgaum to any other parts of Karnataka. She's having some sort of network. So people used to call her and give some orders from even different districts and even Bangalore. So what she does, she gives the material through bus in the initial days, and she informs to the individual, and somehow she could able to do even other areas. So she could able to do the marketing and all. One other thing, after manual, when we mechanized the entire unit, she said that okay, many years she has been doing that traditional, manual stitching, and somehow when we mechanized, she could able to increase the production and bit ease her work. And later on, she also started industrial version. She took a loan. I think most of the things happened through bank loan, and she paid through EMI and all. Lot of, I think, initially from manual to mechanization, from then industrial, and now I think recently, a year back, I would remember, she now operating the entire embroidery unit where she stitches different kind of designs. And a lot of networking she built actually, and the entire village or even many years she has been into this field, and somehow she could able to create that marketing. If she gets orders from multiple sources, not only in her whole village, but even the neighboring areas, and even the relatives who usually they will share it with other people. Somewhere she has a good network, and now she is uh, operating this embroidery unit as well.
We'll wait for our end user to join in. Till then, we'll move ahead and we'll come back to her once she's able to join back. So the next section, we are looking at what are the ecosystem essentials required for tailoring units to function. So looking at business feasibility, usually what we have seen is people work throughout the year with certain festival and marriage season being peak market and peak sort of productivity. But usually entrepreneurs work 20 to 25 days with either 4 to 8 hours of shift. Different materials and different clothing items that they produce are also given as per the rate. Some of them only take service charges, which could range from 250 to 400. Some also add charges related to embroidery or any kind of additional jardosi work that needs to be done for blouses or for any other dress material that is there, which can also range from 1,000 rupees to 5,000. We have also heard 10,000 rupees being considered for embroidery, very heavily done for marriages or for any other festivals. The base skill that entrepreneurs need is understanding of stitching, understanding of cutting of material, and to really be able to get different styles that the customers are looking at, whether they are rural based or urban based. Diversifying with embroidery machines or with other machines related to cutting machine related to button machine, etc. We've seen that productivity enhancement is done, and the overall functioning of the enterprise also is better. In terms of investments, anybody who is looking at starting a tailoring unit by themselves have to consider these aspects while they are starting. So, what is the space of production going to be? Is it going to be home based, or am I going to look at rental? Am I going to set up a workshop where I have 4 5 machines producing the orders that I have? What are the machineries that are required? Basic machinery required here is sewing machine, but like I was mentioning, you can add on cutting machine, button machine, zigzag machine, embroidery machine. All of these could be added based on the range of your business and the orders that are required. Then what is the labor costs or other workers who are going to be working with you? What are the costs that are required? Usually we've seen a lot of piecemeal work given to other help or other workers by entrepreneurs who are running their setup. Transportation cost, especially for materials like thread, blouse pieces, any sort of embroidery materials that is required. Transportation for those which are minor but have to be considered, and then the raw material related for any sort of embroidery and stitching work to happen. Marketing, like Madhu was mentioning earlier on, a lot of it is organic, a lot of it is customer and recommendation based, where if entrepreneurs are able to, provide certain style, certain way of stitching, it really helps in trust. WhatsApp business in this case also helps. Just putting up WhatsApp pictures of new designs or new clothing systems that they have done really helps. Google business, adding with the location, also we have seen a lot of success. A lot of entrepreneurs have also told us that putting up a boarding or a hoarding outside their shop with phone number and related visuals has also helped in people reaching out to them in times when the shop is closed, or on some other days where it's not operational, but they're able to connect back. So these are the marketing strategies that we have seen locally, which have helped people grow in terms of their customer base and in terms of their sales. Compliance related, Udyam registration is something that works out, especially to get in more sort of loans and capital access if required. Um, Rajendra ji, have you been able to connect with our
Yes,
MD,
yes,
sir?
yes. They logged in, but as a
Okay.
guest, Madhvi madam.
Yes, Rajendra ji, can I request you to put the video on?
Yeah.
Also, ma'am, if you can put your video on.
Madhvi madam, ನೀವು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಬನ್ನಿ. Yeah, she's there. Hi. ಮೇಡಮ್ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಸೆಲ್ಕೋ ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಎಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿನರ್ಸು ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಭಾಗಗಳಿಂದ ಆ, ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಒಂದು ವೆಬಿನಾರು ಸ್ವಿಂಗ್ ಮಷಿನ್ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ಇದೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಟೈಲರಿಂಗ್ ವೃತ್ತಿಯನ್ನ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನಾವು ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಈ ಇಷ್ಟು ದಿವಸದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ ಸೋಲಾರ್ದಲ್ಲಿ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಏನೇನು ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಲೀಕೇಜ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ವೆಬಿನಾರ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸಂಕ್ಷಿಪ್ತ ಒಂದು ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಹೇಳಿ, ನೀವು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಈ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದಾ? ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅನ್ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಅನ್ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೈಕ್ ಅನ್ನ ಅನ್ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಈಗ ಮಾತಾಡಿ, ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
Rajendra ji also requesting you to translate every.
ಯಾ ಶೋರ್.
Yes.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ, ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಮಹಾದೇವಿ ಶ್ರೀಶೈಲ್ ಕೊಟ್ಗಿ ಅಂತ. ನಾನು ಬೆಳಗಾಂ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆ ಬೈಲಹೊಂಗಲ ತಾಲೂಕಿನ ವಕುಂದ್ ಗ್ರಾಮದ ನಿವಾಸಿ. ನಾನು 25 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಹೊಲಿಯೋ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೇನ್ರಿ. ನಮ್ದ ಒಂದ ಸಣ್ಣ ಕುಟುಂಬ, ಮಗಳು, ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯವರು, ನಾನು 3 ಜನ ಇರೋದು. ನಮಗ ಸ್ವಂತ ಯಾವುದೇ ಆಸ್ತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮನಿ ಅದು ಏನು ಇಲ್ಲ ರೀ. ನಮ್ದ ಟೈಲರಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡೋದ ನಮ್ದ ಕೆಲಸ, ಉದ್ಯೋಗ.
ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೆಂಗ ಅದ ಟೈಲರಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬಂತ್ರಿ ಅದು? ಅಂದ್ರ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ 25 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ವರ್ಷದ ಹಿಂದೆ ಇದೇ ವೃತ್ತಿ ತಗೋಬೇಕಂತ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಚಾಯ್ಸ್ ಆದ್ರಿ?
ಅವಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಇದು ನಾನು ಈ ಊರಿಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ನಂಗೆ ಹೊಲಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗಾಕ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ರೀ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಟೈಲರಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತ ನಾನು ಅವಾಗ.
ಓಕೆ.
ಹಾ ರೀ, ಟೈಲರಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತ ಬಂದಿರಿ ನಾನು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಒಂದ್ 10 ವರ್ಷ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಯಜಮಾನ್ರಿಗೆ ಅವ್ರು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಡ್ರಿಂಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರ್ರಿ. ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾರೆ, ಸೆಂಟ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾರೆ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ರಿ ಒಳಗಿಂದ ಮ್ಯಾಲಿಂದ ಬಿದ್ದವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬ್ರೈನಿಗೆ ಪೆಟ್ಟಾಗಿ ಅವ್ರ ಅಸ್ತವ್ಯಸ್ತ ಆದರ್ರಿ ಸರಿ. ಅವ್ರ ಇವಾಗನು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕೆಲ್ಸಕ್ಕದು ಏನೋ ಹೋಗಂಗಿಲ್ರಿ, ಮನೆಯೊಳಗ ಇರ್ತಾರ್ರಿ.
ಓಕೆ, ಸರಿ. ಒಂದ್ 2 ನಿಮಿಷ ನಾನು ಇದನ್ನ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ. ಸೊ team, she started with this business, tailoring business, since from last 25 years. So initially she got some training on stitching. So in that village, like called Vakund called village there in Bailonga Talik, Belagavi district. So initially they started with a small entrepreneurs, like small users using the tailoring and all. So after 10 years, she got some development in the tailoring. But during that period, her husband has had a small accident while on working. So they had unable to do job any or any income source from them. So she continued with the tailoring tailoring business. Yeah, madam, ಹೇಳಿ, ಮುಂದೆ ಹೇಳಿ.
ಹಾ ರೀ ಸರಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾನ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಭಾರ ನಂದ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೇಕು, ಮನಿ ಖರ್ಚೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಮತ್ತ ಮನಿ ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ರೀ ಸರ್. ನಮ್ದು ಯಾವ್ದು ಸ್ವಂತ ಮನೆ ಇಲ್ರಿ ಸರಿ, ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗಿತ್ರಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾ ಹೊಲದಂದ್ರ ನಮ್ ಮನಿ ನಡೆಯುವಂತ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ರೀ ಸರಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ ನನಗ್ ಹೊಲದಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಬರುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತ ನಾ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಿಟಿಯಾಗ ಬೆಳೆದವ್ರು, ಮತ್ತ ಈ ಒಂದ್ ಹಳ್ಳಿ ವಾತಾವರಣ ಹೊಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಬಹಳ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿತ್ರಿ ನನಗ. ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲೂ
ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಹೊಲಿತಿದ್ರಿ ಒಂದ್ ದಿವ್ಸಕ್ಕ?
ಒಂದ್ ದಿವ್ಸಕ್ಕ ಅವಾಗ್ನು 5 ರಿಂದ 6 ಬ್ಲೌಸ್ ಹೊಲಿತೀನಿ ಸರಿ ನಾರೇ. ಹೊಲಿತೀನಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ತ ಈಗ ಮನಿತನ ನಾನ ನಡೆಸ್ಬೇಕಪ್ಪ ಅನ್ನೋ ಟೈಮ್ದೊಳಗ ನನಗ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಹೊಲಿಬೇಕು, ಇನ್ನೂ ಅಷ್ಟು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಹೊಲಿಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಹೊಲ್ಯಾಕತ್ನೀರಿ ಸರಿ ನಾನ್ರಿ. ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಹೊಲ್ಯಾಕತ್ತ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಏನಾತ್ರಿ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದಿವ್ಸ ನನಗ ಹಿಂಗ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಒಂದ್ 4-5 ವರ್ಷ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಂಗೆ ಆರಾಮ್ ತಪ್ಪದಂಗ ಆಗಾಕತ್ರಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅದು ಡೆಲಿವರಿ ಟೈಮ್ದಾಗ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದು, ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಪೇನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಂಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ. ಒಂದ್ 8 ದಿವ್ಸ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 2 ದಿವ್ಸ ನಾ ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ರಿ ಅವಾಗಿನ ಟೈಮ್ದಾಗ.
Okay. ಒಂದೆರಡು ನಿಮಿಷ. So she is expressing her difficulties during the tailoring period. So when her husband was accidentally had issues, and she was depend on the tailoring business only. So she wants to do more business and more work. She was taking more work for the tailoring business. So during that time, after 2-3 years, she felt some stomach issue, and she is getting some tiredness, and body was not supporting to her to make the more tailoring requirements. So that was a very concerned period to her to get from that issues. Yes, madam, ಹೇಳಿ.
ಹಾ ರೀ ಸರಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರ, ದುಡ್ಡು ಇಲ್ಲದ ಟೈಮ್ದಾಗ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾರು ನೋಡಂಗಿಲ್ರಿ. ಮನಿ ಈಸ್ ಮೇನ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಈ ಜನರೇಷನ್ ದೊಳಗ್ರಿ ಸರಿ. ಮನಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ ಟೈಮ್ದಾಗ ನಮಗ್ ಯಾರು ಕೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾ ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಹೊಲಿಯಬೇಕ. ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ನಂಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಅವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಆರಾಮ್ ತಪ್ತಿದ್ದಿಲ್ರಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಟೈಮ್. ಹಾ ರೀ ಸರ್.
Okay. So she is expressing that during the certain period, certain time when the economic is very less, no one come to support her even in her family also. So she felt very bad for that, and she thought when no one is there, so I only stand for this business, and I want to do my family to run on this business. So she taken a initiative action on this, means in the business, and she tried to make more business on that. But she's feeling that somewhere she is getting some personal body health issues in that period. ಹಾ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಹಾ ರೀ ಸರಿ. ಆಮೇಲ್ರಿ ಸರಿ ನಂಗ 2024 ರೀ ಸರಿ, ಸಾರಿ 2014 ರೀ ಸರಿ, 2014 ನಂಗ ಬಾಳ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆತ್ರಿ ಸರಿ. ನಂಗ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಜೀರ್ಣ ಆಗಿದ್ದು, ಡೈಜೆಷನ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಬಹಳ ಆಗತ್ರಿ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಆಗಿ ನಾ ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಹೊಲಿಯೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಬಹಳ ಹಾ ರೀ ಸರಿ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹಿಂದ ರೀ ಸರಿ ಅಂದ್ರ 2013 ರೀ ಸರಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನಿಯವ್ರಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತ ಬಹಳ ಆರಾಮ್ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದಿಲ್ರಿ ಸರಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ನಾನ SKRDP ಒಳಗ ಲೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ನಿ ರೀ ಸರಿ 50,000 ರೀ ಸರಿ ಅದ್ 50,000 ಅಂದ್ರ ಅವಾಗ ಒಂದ್ 6 ತಿಂಗಳಾಗಿತ್ರಿ ಸರಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಂಗ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಬಾಳ ಕೆಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತ್ರಿ ಸರಿ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ನಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಹೊಲ್ಯಾಕ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ರಿ ಸರಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಹೊಲಿಯೋದೆಲ್ಲ 1 ಮಂತ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಫುಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ನಿ ರೀ ನಾನು. ಹಾ ರೀ ಸರಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರ ಅವರು ಇಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ ನೀ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದಿವ್ಸ ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಂಗ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಬರೋಬರ್ ಆಕೈತಿ, ಮತ್ತ ನೀ ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಹೊಲ್ಯಾಕತ್ತಂದ್ರ ಮತ್ತು ನಿಂಗ ಡೈಜೆಷನ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ, ಮತ್ತ ನಿಂಗ ಬೆನ್ನಿನ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಅವ್ರ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ನಂಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ. ಆದ್ರ ನನ್ ಮನಿ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ನಾ ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಹೊಲದ್ರ ನಡೀತೈತಿ, ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ನಂಗ್ ಬಹಳ ಅವಾಗಿನ ಟೈಮ್ ಬಹಳ ಕಷ್ಟ ಐತ್ರಿ ಸರ್.
Okay, ಎರಡು ನಿಮಿಷ. So she is expressing that during her critical time, so she had some stomach issue, and doctor has suggested her to not to do tailoring business, pedal based tailoring business, because that is affecting on her health. So, but there was no any other source to get the income. So she was already had some 50,000 loan, and she was to survive on that, and she was to make the business run. So for that period, doctor strongly recommended that if she gets some rest for 1 or 2 months, then only she can recover from her health issue. Otherwise, there will be some more problem on her body. So that time she was taken a 1 month rest, but during that time she was very lost in the period, and there was customer were getting appreciated for the not giving the service for her from her. Yes, ma'am.
ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸರಿ ನಂಗ ನಾನ ಎಷ್ಟ ಒಂದ್ 5-6 ಕಂತ್ರಿ ಸರಿ ಅಂದ್ರ ಒಂದ್ 1.5 ತಿಂಗಳ ನನ್ನ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವೀಕ್ಲಿ ಕಟ್ಬೇಕ್ರಿ ಸರಿ ರೊಕ್ಕ ರೀ. ಅಂದ್ರ ಲೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದನ ವೀಕ್ಲಿ ಕಟ್ಬೇಕ್ರಿ ಸರಿ, ಕಟ್ಟಕ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ರಿ ಸರ್. 5 ವರ್ಷ ಕಟ್ಟಕ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಅವ್ರ ಯೋಜನೆದವ್ರು ಸರ್ FS ಸರ್ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮೇಡಮ್ಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ರೊಕ್ಕ ಕಟ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಬಂದ್ರಿ ಸರಿ. ಇಲ್ಲ ರೀ ನಂಗ ಆರಾಮಿಲ್ಲ, ನಂಗೆ ಕಟ್ಟಕ್ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಿ ರೀ ನಾನು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ತೊಂದ್ಸಾರಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅವ್ರು ನಂಗ ಸೆಲ್ಕೋದವ್ರನ್ನ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬಂದ್ರಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಗೆ. ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ, ಕಲ್ಲಂಗೌಡ ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬಂದ್ರಿ ಸರ್. ಅವ್ರಿ ಇಲ್ರಿ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಮತ್ತ ನಾವ್ ನಿಮ್ಗ ಈ ಸಾರಿ ಲೋನ್ ಕಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಮತ್ ನೀವ್ ಹೆಂಗು ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಹೊಲಿತೀರಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕ ನಾವು ಪೆನಲ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಇದು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡ್ತು, ಮೋಟರ್ ಕುಂದ್ರಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತೇವ್ರಿ, ಮೋಟರ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೇವ್ ನಿಮ್ಗ, ನೀವ್ ಆರಾಮ್ಸೆ ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಹೊಲಿಬಹುದು, ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೋರಿ. ಸರಿ ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಅವಾಗ ಅದ್ರ ರೇಟ್ 24,500 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ ಸರ್ ಅವ್ರ. ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ₹1 ಇಲ್ರಿ ಸರಿ, ನಾ 24,500 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೊಲ್ರಿ, 10 ಊಟಿಗೂ ಫ್ರೀ ಆಗ್ಯಾವ್ರಿ ನಾವ. 2 ತಿಂಗಳ ಬಾಡಿಗೆನು ಕಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ನಾ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಮಾಡಿಸಿಲ್ರಿ ಸರಿ. ಇಲ್ರಿ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಒಂದ್ಸಾರಿ ವಿಚಾರ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ ಅಂದ್ರ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ರಿ ಸರಿ. ಮತ್ ಸರ್ ಹೋದ್ರಿ, 1 ವೀಕ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟ ಮತ್ ಸರ್ ಬಂದ್ರಿ ಸರ್, ಮತ್ತ ಮೇಡಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲಾ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬಂದ್ರಿ. ಇಲ್ರಿ ಮೇಡಮ್ ನೀವ್ ಹಾಕಸ್ರಿ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ತ ನಿಮ್ ಬ್ರದರ್ ಅದು ಯಾರ ಇದ್ರ ಕೇಳ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಪ್ರಾಮಿಸ್ ರೀ ಸರಿ. ನಾ ನಮ್ ಬ್ರದರ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ನಿ ರೀ ಸರ್. ಯಾವಾಗ್ರಿ ಸರ್ದ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಇಸ್ಕೊಂಡ ನಮ್ ಬ್ರದರ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ನಿ ರೀ, ಅಣ್ಣ ಮತ್ತ ಹಿಂಗ ಸೆಲ್ಕೋ ಸೋಲಾರ್ ಅಂತ ಮತ್ತ ನನ್ ಮಷೀನ್ಕ್ ಅದ್ ಹಾಕಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕಂತ ಮಾಡೀನಿ, ಮತ್ತ ನೈಟ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ನಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಹೊಲಿಬೇಡ, ನಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಹೊಲದ್ರ ಮತ್ತ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಕೇತ್ ಅಂದಾರು, ಮತ್ತ ಅದಕ್ಕ ನಾ ಹಾಕಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕಂತ ಮಾಡೇನಿ, ಹೆಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ನಿ ರೀ ನಾನ್ರಿ. ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ ಬ್ರದರ್ ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಬಹಳ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದಾರಿ, ಅವ್ರೆಲ್ಲಾ ಜಾಬ್ನಾಗ ಅದಾರ್ರಿ ಸರಿ. ಅವಾಗ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ನಿನಗ ಅದು ದುಡ್ಡು ತುಂಬಾಕಾದ್ರಷ್ಟ ನೀ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೋ, ಇರ್ಲಿ ಅಂದ್ರ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಡ. ನಂಗ ಅವಾಗ ಯಾರು ಸಪೋರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ನಿಲ್ರಿ ಸರಿ. ಅದು ಕೇಳ್ರಿ ಕಲ್ಲಂಗೌಡ ಸರ್ ಏನಂದ್ರಿ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರ ಅಣ್ಣನ್ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲ್ರಿ ಸರಿ, ಮತ್ತ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಣ್ಣರು ಹಿಂಗಂದ್ರಿ, ನಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೊಳಕ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡೆ ಅಂದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ ನಾ ಸತ್ನಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡವ್ರಿ ಸರಿ.
Very bad time. Okay. See what she is expressing. During that time, our SELCO team has approached her and suggested her to convert that pedal machine to motorized solar-based machine. So, but that time that cost was 24,500, and what she was unable to pay that amount and all. And she was very concerned on that. How I can pay that one? So that's the reason she called her brother and asked for request shall I implement this solution and all. But that time that brother has told her, if you are able to pay that repay that amount, then only you can go ahead. Otherwise, don't take the risk and all. That opinion was on her family. So she was very scared, and she was she was very upset for that getting the solution. But that time, our solar team and our SELCO Foundation team had given her uh, some kind of faith to her, and they implemented that motorized solar to her machine. From there, she got some good response for the tailoring business. Yes, ma'am. ನೀವು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು.
ಸರಿ, ಅವಾಗ್ರಿ ಸರ್ ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಸರ್ ಹೇಳಿರಿ ಸರಿ, ಮೇಡಮ್ ರೀ ನಿಮ್ಗ್ ಒಂದ್ ವೇಳೆ ಏನಾರ ಆದ್ರ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ರೊಕ್ಕ ನಾವ್ ತುಂಬ್ತೇವ್ರಿ, ನಾವ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಅದೇವ್ ನಿಮ್ ಜೊತೆ ಸೆಲ್ಕೋ ಕಂಪ್ನಿಯವರ ಮತ್ತ ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್ ಅವ್ರ ನಿಮ್ ಸದಾ ನಿಮ್ ಜೊತೆ ಇರ್ತೇವ್ರಿ, ನಿಮಗೇನ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮ್ಗ್ ಆರಾಮ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ, ನೀವ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಇದು ನಡೆಸ್ತೀರಿ ಅಂತ ನಂಗ್ ಭರವಸೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾರ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ನಂಗ್ ಸೋಲಾರ್ದವ್ರ ರೀ ಸರಿ ಕಲ್ಲನ್ಗೌಡ ಸರಿ, ನಂಗ್ ಒಂದ್ ಅಣ್ಣನ ಸ್ಥಾನದಾಗ ಅವಾಗ ನಿಂತ ನಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿ, ಮತ್ತ ನಿಮ್ಗ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರ ನಾನು SKRDP ಒಳಗು ಮತ್ತ ಲೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ನಿ ರೀ ಸರ್, ಇದ್ ಮಷಿನ್ ತಗೊಳಕ್ರಿ ಸರ್. ಅದ್ರ ಲೋನ್ ಇನ್ನ ಶಾಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ರೀ ಸರಿ ನನ್ ಮನೆಗೆ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲಾ ಪ್ಯಾನಲ್ ಹಾಕಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ರಿ ಸರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಕೋ ಕಂಪ್ನಿಯವ್ರಿ ಸರ್. ಅದನ್ನ
ನಮ್ದು ಇದು ಇತ್ತು ಬಿಟ್ರಿ, ನೀವ್ ಅದು ನಿಮ್ ಕಷ್ಟದಿಂದ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬರ್ಲಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಉದ್ದೇಶದಿಂದ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದ ನಮ್ ಸೆಲ್ಕೋ ಇಂದ. ಬಟ್ ಇದರಿಂದ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಲಘು ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಆತ್ರಿ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೆಂಗ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆತ್ರಿ?
ಆಮೇಲೆ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರಿ ಸರಿ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮತ್ತ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಾ ಹೊಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ನಿರಿ. ಅವಾಗ್ನ ಹೊಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ನಿರಿ, 1 ತಿಂಗಳದೊಳಗ ಅಂದ್ರ ರಿಕವರಿ ಸರಿ, ನಾನು ಫುಲ್ ಆರಾಮ್ ಆದ್ನಿರಿ ಸರಿ. ಮತ್ತ ಅವಾಗ ಹೆಂಗ ನನಗ ಇದ ಟೈಮ್ದಾಗ ರೀ ಸರಿ 24ರಾಗ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಇದ ಟೈಮ್ದಾಗ ನಾನ ಒಂದ್ ರಿಲೀಫ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೊಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ನಿರಿ ಸರಿ. ಮತ್ತ ಮದ್ವಿ ಸೀಸನ್ ರೀ ಸರ್, ಇವಾಗ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗೇತ್ರಿ. ಇವಾಗ ಮದ್ವಿ ಸೀಸನ್ 3 ತಿಂಗಳನ್ಯಾಗ ಅಂದ್ರ ಅದ 15,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಲೋನ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಫಿನಿಶ್ ಮಾಡಿ 10,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಮಾಡಿದೀರಿ ಅವಾಗಿನ ಟೈಮ್ದಾಗ ರೀ.
ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್, ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್, ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್. ಸೊ team, yeah,
sir.
Thank you. So team, she is expressing that within after that implementation of the solar part for her sewing machine, within a span of 3 months only, she got a very good response for the business, and she earned 15,000, and she paid the 15,000 loan, and also she earned 10,000 from that business. So this was the very additionally benefit to her, and also her health was very good condition because she is not pedaling the machine as of now, and she started good business. 2024-25, there was some in market order of designed blouses, designed dresses and all. So she was looking for a new machine which is make for easier to stitching her, and more business increasing and making the different kinds of designs and all. ಸೊ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಅದು ಈಗ ನೀವು ಎಂಬ್ರಾಯ್ಡ್ರಿ ಮಷಿನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅದು ಐಡಿಯಾ ಬಂತು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅದು ಬೇಡಿಕೆ ಇದೆ, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದಾ?
ನೀವ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರಿ ಸರಿ, ಅದ್ರೊಳಗನ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಫುಲ್ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಮತ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ ಮಷಿನ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿರಿ ಸರಿ, ಮತ್ತ ಒಂದ್ ಮಷಿನ್ 2 ಮಷಿನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ತಗೊಂಡಿರಿ ಸರಿ. ಇನ್ನಾರಿ ಹಾ ರೀ, 2 ಮಷಿನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ತ ಒಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಹೊಲ್ಯಾಕೆಲ್ಲ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡಿರಿ, ಅವ್ರ ಪಿಕೋ ಫಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೇನ್ರಿ. ಮತ್ತ ಅದು ಲೋನನ್ನು ಮುಟ್ಟಿಸಿದ್ನಿರಿ ನಾನು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ತ ಲೋನ್ ತೆಗೆದು ನನ್ನ ಮಗಳ ಹೆಸರ್ಲೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಹಿಂಗ ಒಂದ್ ಇವಾಗ 10 ಇಯರ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನ್ ಫುಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಯಾವ್ದೇ ತರದ ಸಾಲ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದ್ರಿ ಸರಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ತ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ರೀ ಸರಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೀನ್ರಿ ಸರಿ. ಮತ್ ನನ್ನ ಮಗಳಿಗೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಕೊಡಾಕತ್ತೀನ್ರಿ. ಅವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ನಂಗ 200 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಮನಿ ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಇತ್ರಿ. ಅವಾಗ 200 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕೊಡೋಕು ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಇವಾಗ 2 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಲೀಸ್ನ್ಯಾಗ ಈ ಮನೆಯೊಳಗ ಅದೇವ್ರಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದ್ ಸೈಟ್ ತಗೊಳಕ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಡಾಕ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡೇವಿ. ಅದ್ರ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕೆಲಸ ಐತ್ರಿ, ಅದು ಪೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ನಾಗ ಇಟ್ಟೇವಿ.
ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್.
ಹಾ ರೀ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ತ ಏನಾತ್ರಿ, ಒಂದ್ 2 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ನನಗ ಏನಾತ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರ ಎಂಬ್ರಾಯ್ಡ್ರಿ ಮಷಿನ್ ಇವಾಗ ಟ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿರೋದು ಎಂಬ್ರಾಯ್ಡ್ರಿ ಮಷಿನ್, ಅದು ಬ್ಲೌಸಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಬೇಕಾತ್ರಿ. ಮತ್ ನಂಗೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಮತ್ತ ನಾ ಹುಬ್ಳಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬೆಳಗಾಂಗೆಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗಿ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ನಿ ರೀ. ಹೋದ್ ಸರಿ ಸರಿ ನಾ ಇದು ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ವಿನಾಯಕ್ ಸರ್ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾರ ಸರಿ, ಮತ್ತ ನಂಗೂ ಒಂದ್ ಇದು ತಗೋಬೇಕಂತ ಮಾಡೇನ್ರಿ, ನಾನು ಎಂಬ್ರಾಯ್ಡ್ರಿ ಮಷಿನ್ ತಗೊಳಕ್ ಬೇಕಂತ ಮಾಡೇನ್ರಿ. ನನ್ ಮತ್ತ ಕೆಲ್ಸಾ ಬಿಟ್ಟ ನಾನು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರ 1 ಡೇ ಆಕೈತಿ, ಮತ್ತ ತರಾಕ್ ನಾನು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕ್ರಿ 2 ಡೇಸ್ ಅದ್ರಾಗ ಹೋತಂದ್ರ ಮತ್ ನನ್ ಬ್ಲೌಸಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಉಳಿತಾವ್ರಿ ಸರಿ. ನಂಗ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗಾಕತೈತ್ರಿ. ಇಲ್ರಿ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಮತ್ತ ನಾವ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲಾ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವಿ. ನೀವು ಮತ್ ನಾ ರಾಜೇಶ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲಾ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೇನಿ, ನಿಮ್ಗ ಅವ್ರೆಲ್ಲಾ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ ನಂಗ್ ರಾಜೇಶ್ ಸರ್ ಅದ ರೀತಿ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಧಾರವಾಡದಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಮಷಿನ್ ತೋರಿಸಿ ಮಷಿನ್ ತಗೊಳಕೆಲ್ಲ ಅನುಕೂಲ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ರಿ.
Okay. Team, after her implementing in the sewing machine business, so she got orders for the new designs in the dresses and blouses. So she was traveled to Belgaum or either Hubli to get the design make. So for she was thinking that why not I'll put this machine, because there is a good demand in this village and surrounding for every festival and marriage purpose and all. So she was thinking that shall I, if I get the machine, embroidery machine, then my business will be more implemented. So she approached for again SELCO, and SELCO linked with the vendor with the embroidery machine linked from Bangalore, from Dharwad. So she got that machine and she started the embroidering kind of business. ಮೇಡಮ್, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಈಗ ಇದು ಎಂಬ್ರಾಯ್ಡರಿ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಮೊದ್ಲು ಮತ್ತು ಈಗ ಎಷ್ಟು ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ಯದ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್?
ಬಹಳ ಆಗೈತ್ರಿ ಸರ್.
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಂದಾಜು ಈಗ ನೀವು ಅನ್ಕೋರಿ ಒಂದು ಮಷಿನ್ ಬರೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮೊದಲು ಒಂದು ತಿಂಗಳಿಗೆ 30,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ತೆಗಿತಿದ್ರ, ಈಗ ಒಂದು 50,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಹಿಂಗೇನಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದಾಜು ಅದ ಅಂತ?
ಹಾ ರೀ ಸರಿ, ಆಗ್ತೈತ್ರಿ ಸರಿ. ಇವಾಗ ಮದ್ವಿ ಸೀಸನ್ ಐತ್ರಿ ಸರಿ, ಅಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ತೈತ್ರಿ ಸರಿ.
ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್.
ಆಗ್ತೈತ್ರಿ. ಮತ್ತ ನನ್ ಮಗಳು ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಳ್ರಿ ಸರಿ. ಮತ್ತ ಅದು ತರಾಕ್ ಹೋಗೋದು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕೊಡಾಕ್ ಹೋಗೋದು ಅದೆಲ್ಲಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ರೀ. ನಾವ ಮನ್ಯಾಗ ಆರಾಮ್ಸೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವ್ರಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರಿ, ಮಷೀನ್ ಏನೋ ತಗೊಂಡಿರಿ ಸರಿ ನಾನ್ರಿ 3,80,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ನಾನು ICICI ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ನಾಗ ಮತ್ತ ಅದು ಸಂಜೀವಿನಿ ಸಂಘ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ತಗೊಂಡಿರಿ ಸರಿ. ತಗೊಂಡಿರಿ ಹೆಂಗೋ ಮಷೀನ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆತು, ಈಸಿ ಆಗಿ ಹಾಕಾಕತ್ತೀವ್ರಿ ಸರಿ. ಅದ ಹಾಕುಬೇಕಾರ ಒಂದ್ 15 ಡೇಸ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ವಿ ರೀ. 15 ಡೇಸ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹಳ್ಳಿ ಒಳಗೆಲ್ಲ ಫುಲ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗ್ತಾವ್ರಿ ಸರಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆತ್ರಿ ಸರಿ. ಅದ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಕತ್ ಬಿಡ್ತ್ರಿ ಸರಿ. ಅದ್ರಿ ಅದು ಮಷಿನ್ ಬಂದ್ ಆತಂದ್ರ ಮತ್ ಒಂದಿನಿಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಕೈತ್ರಿ ಸರಿ ಮಷಿನ್. ಹಾ ರೀ ಸರಿ. ನಾವ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಲೀಸ್ನಾಗ ಅದೇವ್ರಿ ಸರಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರು ಏನಂದ್ರ ಇದು ಮನಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಥಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಸಿಲ್ರಿ ಸರಿ. ಮಷಿನ್ ಐತೆಲ್ಲ ಶಾಕ್ ಆಗತ್ರಿ ಸರಿ. ಹಾ ರೀ,
ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ. So team, when she bought the purchased the embroidery machine, and during the after 15 days she got power issues in the village. So due to that power issue, she is unable to make the design properly, and the machine was restarting again and again, and the embroidery design will reinitiating, like means correct, and she was a problem on the design. So there, and second thing is there was no earthing and some issues in the power. She getting some shock on the machine. So that's the reason she again approached for SELCO, and she converted to solar arrays. Now even if the whole village is not, there is no power, she can run the machine with the solar powered energy with any cradles or any issues. And the design what she applying on that machine, it is coming very clear and easy operating from that energy support.
ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇವಾಗ ಎನಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಬಹುದ್ರಿ ಸರಿ. ನಾವ್ರಿ ಲೈಟ್ ಇದ್ರು ಆತು, ಇರ್ಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರ ಆತು, ನಾವ್ ಮಷಿನ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ಬೇಕಾದಾಗ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಯಾವಾಗ ಬೇಕಾದಾಗ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದ್ರಿ. ಇವಾಗ ಮತ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ ಏನಂತಂದ್ರಿ, ನಾವ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮಿಗೆ ಈ ಬ್ಲೌಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟ ಮತ್ತ ನಾ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಸರಿ. ಇವಾಗ ಎಂಬ್ರಾಯ್ಡರಿ ಮಾಡಿನೂ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದ್ರಿ ಸರಿ.
ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್, ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್. So in time, as per the order of the customers, she is able to do fast work, and within a timeline she is providing their dresses with the design to the customers, and so that she is getting more earning and more benefits. Okay, thank you madam. And madam, one question last. ಈಗ ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಇದ್ದವರಿಗೆ ಈ ವೆಬಿನಾರ್ ದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಜನರಿಗೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮಿಂದ ಏನ್ ಸಲಹೆ ಇದೆ, ನೀವು ಹೆಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಏನ್ ಸಲಹೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ?
ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದ್ರಿ ಸರ್, ಏನ್ ಇದರಿಂದ ಬಹಳ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಐತ್ರಿ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಹೆಂಗೆ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫಾಲೋ ಅಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ, ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ನೀವು ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್ ಆಗ್ತೀರಾ, ಅಥವಾ ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ ಜೊತೆ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರು ಹೆಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ? ಈಗ ಎಂಬ್ರಾಯ್ಡರಿ ಮಷಿನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 3 ಲಕ್ಷ 3 ಲಕ್ಷ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಒಮ್ಮೆ
ಹಾ ರೀ
ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನ
ಹಾ ರೀ.
ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋರಿಗೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಸಲಹೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಹೆಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ? ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್
ಅಂದ್ರೆ
ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಆಗ್ಲಿ.
ಈಗ ಸಂಘದಿಂದ ತಗೋಬಹುದ್ರಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್ ದವರು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಲ್ರಿ ಸರಿ.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಓಕೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲಿ, ಬಟ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಹೆಂಗ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಮಾಡೋರಿಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇದಿರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಹೆಂಗ ಅವ್ರ ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್ ಆಗೋದು?
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಂಗೆ ಇದಾಗ್ಲಿಲ್ರಿ ಸರ್.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಈಗ ನಾನು ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಮಷಿನ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಏನು ನಾಲೆಜ್ ಇರಬೇಕು ಈ ಮಷಿನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಆಗ್ಲಿ, ಟೇಲರಿಂಗ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಆಗ್ಲಿ?
ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಟೈಲರಿಂಗ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೇಕ್ರಿ ಸರ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ರೀ ಮಾಡೋರ್ಗೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ವ್ಯವಹರಿಸುವ ವಿಧಾನ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೇಕ್ರಿ. ಎನಿ ಟೈಮ್ ದುಡಿಬೇಕ್ರಿ ಸರಿ. ನಾವ್ ಮಷಿನ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ವಿ ನಾವ್ ಇಟ್ವಿ ಅಂತ ಇಲ್ಲ ರೀ ಸರಿ. ಎನಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಕಷ್ಟ ಪಡ್ಬೇಕ್ರಿ ಸರಿ, ಕಷ್ಟ ಪಡ್ಬೇಕ್ರಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ತ ಇವಾಗ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲ 10 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು 8 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕ್ರಿ ಸರಿ.
ಓಕೆ. So if there is any competition, there should be a economically marginal level benefit should be lesser initially. Then once they get the good business, they can increase their margin or their service charges and all.
ಹಾ ರೀ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾವ್ ಎನಿ ಟೈಮ್ ರೀ ಸರಿ ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ನ ಕಾಯ್ಕೋಬೇಕ್ರಿ ಸರಿ.
Okay. So this is important. कस्टमर को मतलब उनको छोड़ना नहीं है, कस्टमर को पकड़ के रखना है और उनका जो भी सर्विस का उनका जो रिक्वायरमेंट है वो क्लियर से उनको समझा के क्लियर करना है, ताकि वो विश्वास से उनके आपके पास ही दे। मैडम का एक खासियत है, जितने भी कस्टमर है उसी गांव से जो बाहर गए हैं, लाइक बेंगलुरु मैसूर वगैरह गए हैं, आज भी उधर से आके इधर देके जाते हैं और इकट्ठा एक साल में कम से कम 15-20 का ड्रेस देके जाते हैं और सिला लेके वो बस से भेज देते हैं उनको। थैंक यू मैम, थैंक यू सो मच.
Rajendra ji, there is a question from the audience for her. The question is, how is her health condition improved after SELCO Foundation intervention? So at that time, yes, if you can ask.
ಮೇಡಮ್ ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅದು ಮೋಟರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿವಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ತೊಂದರೆ ಇದ್ದಾಗ, ಅದರಿಂದ ಹೆಂಗೆ ನಿಮಗದು ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಇದು ಉಪಯೋಗ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಸರಿ ಹೋಯ್ತು ಅಂತ?
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರೀ ಸರಿ ಅವಾಗ ಹೆಂಗಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಅವಾಗ ಸಾದಾ ಬ್ಲೌಸಿಗೆ 1 ಅವರ್ ತಗೊಂತಿದ್ನಿ ರೀ ಸರ್. ಇವಾಗ 30 ಮಿನಿಟ್ನೇ ಒಂದ್ ಬ್ಲೌಸ್ ರೆಡಿ ಆಗ್ತೈತ್ರಿ. ಮೇನ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ರೀ ಸರ್.
Okay. So she is addressing that before that intervention, she was for one blouse or one dress stitching, she is taking one hour. But after this intervention, solar intervention, she is making within 30 minutes. She is stitching that one without any having issues like pedal leg issues or body issues.
ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ ಏನಂದ್ರಿ ಸರಿ, ನಾವ್ ಇವಾಗ ಮದ್ವಿ ಟೈಮ್ದೊಳಗ ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ಗೆ ಜಲ್ದಿ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾಕೇತ್ರಿ. ಒಂದೊಂದ್ ಮ್ಯಾರೇಜ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾವ್ರಿ. ಇವಾಗ 1 ಡೇದೊಳಗ್ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು. ನಾನು ಎನಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನ್ರಿ. ಒಂದ್ ರಾತ್ರಿ ಒಳಗ್ ಒಂದ್ ಮ್ಯಾರೇಜ್ ಬ್ಲೌಸ್ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೇನ್ರಿ. ಅದ ಹಾ ರೀ. ಅಂದ್ರ ಇವಾಗ ಸೌಂಡ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತ್ರಿ ಸರಿ. ನಾವು ಸೋಲಾರ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಕ್ಕ ಸೌಂಡ್ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ, ನೋ ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬೇಷನ್.
Okay. So she is selling within timeline of the customer's requirement. She is making very faster stitching and all, and also even night also if you get orders and more orders, she also doing complete night working on the stitching, and she is providing without any having issues of the health.
ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮೊದ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ತುಳುದ್ ಹೊಲಿಬೇಕಾಗ್ತಿತ್ರಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಂಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾಲೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಯ್ತಿದ್ವು ರೀ ಸರಿ. ಇವಾಗ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಬರೀ ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಟಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮಷಿನ್ ಓಡ್ತೈತಿ, ಏನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಅದೇ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಇದೇ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾಯ್ತು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ. ಸೊ ಅರ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಶಿ ವಾಸ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ಲಿ ಪೆಡಲಿಂಗ್ ಬೈ ಲೆಗ್, ಸೊ ಶಿ ಇಸ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಮೋರ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಆನ್ ಲೆಗ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟಮಕ್. ಸೊ ನೌ ವಾಟ್ ಶಿ ಇಸ್ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್, ವಿತಿನ್ ಒನ್ ಟಚ್ the machine runs, so that she is making faster stitching and without any health issue she is giving the service. Thank you ma'am, thank you so much.
Sir, another question.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
For ma'am, most of the women are interested in hand embroidery. How is she convincing her customers for machine embroidery?
ಓಕೆ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಈಗ ಎಂಬ್ರಾಯ್ಡ್ರಿ ಮಷೀನ್ ನೀವು ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಮಷೀನ್ ಎಂಬ್ರಾಯ್ಡ್ರಿ ಇದೆ. ಕೆಲವೊಬ್ರು ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ಸ್ ಕೈಲೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಕೈಲಿ ಸ್ಟಿಚ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಂಗ್ ನೀವು ಕನ್ವಿನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಯಾವ್ದು ಚಲೋ ಯಾವ್ದು ಇದು ಅಂತ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಕನ್ವಿನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ?
ಕನ್ವಿನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರ ಇದ್ರ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಟೈಮ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅದು ಕಲರ್ಸ್ ಫೇಡ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ. ಒಂದ್ ವೇಳೆ ನಿಮಗ್ ಅದ ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಾ ಹೋಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ನೀವ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. ನೀವ ಹೋಗಿ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ ತಂದ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು ನನಗ. ನಮ್ದು ಇದು ಮಷಿನ್ ಎಂಬ್ರಾಯ್ಡ್ರಿ ಆದ್ರೆ ನಾವ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ತೇವಿ, ಇವತ್ತ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡ್ತೇವಿ. ಆದ್ರ ನೀವ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ಆದ್ರೆ ನೀವ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನ್ರಿ ಸರ್ ಅವರು.
So there are two things Madam is addressing. One thing is handmade, not fit, means stiffly stitched. So it may go after later some days it will may lose or some color fade and all happens. But in machine it will be making perfect stitching and stiff stitching, so that long period that will be design will stay. And second thing is she can't make any hand design. So the customer asks me, she tells customer to, you only go there and make it stitch and come there, then I'll stitch the blouses. So that was the wear and tear issues. The difference will be machine and handmade. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Any other questions?
Oh, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
madam.
you. Thank you, madam. Thank you, Rajendra ji. Over
Thank
to you,
you.
Madhu.
Yeah. We can hear some of the learnings from Mahadevi's insights. Like one thing is business feasibility is very crucial when it comes to any kind of solution. And she had taken multiple loans, paid the EMI, and now for even for embroidery, she's having certain marketing, so that she can pay the EMI and as well as for the self consumption. And the other thing is like, handmade embroidery and machine-made embroidery. Basically, handmade embroidery, the entire product thing is a bit different. Machines cannot do that different. There are different components where the embroidery, it has to be done by hand only, and which has a different customer base and different product valuation as well. So if they can able to learn that thing, definitely they can add a value to their entire business as well. Yeah, next slide. So we have a business model template. Basically, we have taken a mid-range solution just to understand how the business model works and how much quantity they need to do. What is the range of solutions? We have now from 20 to 6 lakh different type of solutions. We had added in the annexer what is the variety of machineries, how much capacity required, what is the solarization integration, how much it would be, and machinery cost. Those details are there in the annexure. But the specific model is a mid-range solution, which is starting around 52,000 capex required for a machinery plus, the solarization. And the solar range also. This cost is just indicative, but it may vary based on the region and, the operational hours. The solar panel capacity varies from 60 to 100 watt range, and battery also 40 to 60. And this is basically an AC hybrid system. And the loan, if you see for 52,000 approximately, if you consider an average 14% interest rate, we have considered around 3 years loan tenure, and EMI ranges from 1,500 thing. But this may change based on sometime the user production, and it can be possible in 2 years, or even there are base solution can be done in 1 year itself. Even Mahadevi, when she took first solution as a mechanized, the mechanized just to retrofitting motor based solution, she has done within a year itself the EMI. That is it. So next slide. So usually the days of operations we consider 25 days in a month, and sometime it might go high or low, and even the operational hours are 6 to 8 hours. And in a day maximum they could able to do 3 to 5 clothes if you are considering minimum itself. So yeah, so here the revenue, if you can see here, mostly like the small scale entrepreneurs, what we see mostly service based entrepreneurs, where they take the cloth and do stitch and give the service, and the revenue approximately around 21,000 in the range, and these are just an indicator, but these values will go slightly ranges from different values. And the EMI also like 1,500 approximately, and net income 16,000 in this case. But there are it will go from 10K to 20K as well, the specific solution. But again, based on the diversified product, how many quantities they are doing, how they are doing marketing, those also depend on the entire income levels, and payback period around 3.2 months. And there are suppliers, all over India, but like we had listed out few here. Most of the cases, the branded companies, Usa, Singer, these companies have a very good supply chain distributors in most of the states. we need to find who are local people so that servicing can be done in a better way. Suddenly, if mission gives problem, if you buy from different source, again getting service might be a challenge. But always preferably if we have a local service provider, so that anytime it can be accessible and on-site service can be done easily. Also, you can refer our solution portal, web portal separately. Here you can, so that you can also get in touch with multiple vendors in your region, in terms of machinery plus as well as the solar integration. So here just an indicator costs we have given for every model. Like if you have a manual sewing machine, what is the cost, or industrial, or even embroidery, what is the rough estimation for the machinery plus the solar integration. Just for reference, but it might vary slightly based on the region. And we have also added annexer. There are different models, how the pattern looks like, how the machineries looks like, that you can refer. We will share this document with everyone, and you can all be able to see which machine can do what kind of pattern, what is the speed, all the technical specifications you can be able to see in this annexer document. So there is a question on what is the difference between a normal sewing machine and embroidery sewing machine. So normal means like straight stitch, where if some people want to do just a regular stitch, it's like no design, nothing. It's just like your manual sewing machine, or what you see regularly, the one that is basically normal sewing machine where you just stitch it, straight stitch. There is nothing in that. Embroidery is something that have a lot of patterns, like zigzag, or there are set of patterns, which includes like we can change the stitch to stitch distance, the patterns, multiple patterns we can able to do. When it comes to automatic embroidery, like there is a computerized machineries where we give the digital design, saying that okay, these are the dimensions and this is how my design looks like. Once we load in the system, the machine having a digital system, once we load it and enter, and machine does everything automatically. So that is an embroidery machine. There is a very semi base scale, like very base manual embroidery also there, but that is very minimal patterns, like mainly only 1 to 5 patterns we can get. And also like a picot, certain different designs are false stitching. So this can be done with a basic embroidery machine.
There's also a comment from Mr. Sairam. He's on in the field right now in Nashik, Maharashtra, and he has shown this webinar to some of the SHGs in Maharashtra, and they're extremely inspired by Mahadevi Akka's journey, and they're really interested in taking this on. Thank you so much for running the webinar while you're in the field. This really encourages us also to keep doing these webinars. Thank you so much. I think there are no more questions. Thank you everybody for joining in. Thank you Rajendra ji. Thank you Madhu. Thank you Kavita.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
For getting this all together. Special thank you for Mahadevi ji also for uh, having such a great interaction with us. Thank you so much. We will be sharing all the resources with everybody who's participated here for referring later. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.